I've never heard of yodeling. Where has it been, and why has it reemerged?
Well, yodeling came from Switzerland a long time ago. They had to call people over the mountain.
Oh, I remember that. Okay. Yeah, as a kid.
They had to call them. And so that's how they developed it. Little higher.
I can't.
How about that's pretty good. That's a bass falsetto. That'll do it. That's it. You're getting it. Now, here's the magic words.
Okay.
Who's your old lady who?
Who's your old lady who?
That's the magic words.
He's a wildling?
That's what I said in the show on Friday.
Zach, how would you describe yourself? Are you day to day? Are you game time decision?
What happened?
My throat is day to day. I think I'm just run down from traveling.
Oh, you didn't get strep or anything?
No, I hope not. But I don't think so. I don't think it's that severe.
Making out with Waz too much?
That's what it was. Making out with Waz.
Yeah.
Who knows where he's been?
Disgusting.
Let's see here.
It's not disgusting until you try it, Waz.
Is that Rafe's music?
Yeah, I'm in here.
Yo.
Sup?
Yes. Good morning.
You heard Rafe music? I didn't hear Rafe music.
I did.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
What did it sound like?
Sounded like the voices of angels.
By the way,
Wow.
I don't know if anyone notices, but every time I listen to Pablo or watch a Pablo IG, you get a taste of his music.
Yeah.
He's got
it's all over the fucking place.
I caught some like kind of modern Bruce Springsteen the other day. It was shocking to me. I was like, really? Yeah. I know that Pablo discovered music just recently. Like, I don't think he was a music listener.
He had never listened to it until he met Bomani.
Right.
Now it's all MOP.
You guys are funny. You guys are funny. Until he met Bomani.
Is that true? I can't believe it. I feel like that's
I didn't listen to music until I met a black person. Yeah.
Jack is crazy.
He had met black people before. It's just Bomani's really into music. So Pablo, no, this is a true story. You can animate this.
I totally hear it.
Pablo was like, "Oh, I'll try this music stuff out for once."
Yeah. No, I was with him in San Francisco, and we were driving around and listening to music. And he told me he's just like, I never listened to music when I was younger, you know. So everything is like a discovery now for me.
You see that picture of him from his high school debate team?
Yes.
Where he basically looks like Harry Potter.
Yes. I actually did. That was wild. I saw the kid he's with too in his present state. It's funny how he age.
Yeah.
Let's see now. Are we sticking with that rundown, Tom?
More or less.
What's the top of that rundown look like?
Boss Philly.
Boss. Oh. Trust the process hotline. Forgot all about him. Let's get him on here. All right, go ahead.
Welcome to a Tuesday edition of the Back to Back podcast. I'm Tom Haberstroh. This is the Basketball Buzz Show. We're undermanned, but just like Brad Stevens and the Boston Celtics, we won't let that be an excuse. Zach Harper, how you feeling, my man?
I feel I feel like a meal for Yabusele. Gershon Yabusele. That's
You
how I
sound
feel.
great. Waz, how you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Rafe,
I'm ready for that Marcus Smart spark plug style rebounding.
Somehow Waz sounds worse than I do.
No, that sounded good. And
Okay.
from Philadelphia on the Trust the Process hotline, one John Jervay.
not a rookie.
What's good?
Not a rookie.
Come on, man.
Not a rookie. Not a rookie. Jerv, how you
They'll be
feeling this
changing.
morning, man?
We're good. That game was I'm perfectly fine.
Trap game.
Trap game.
Yeah.
Oh.
They didn't hit their shots. They had all the open shots. They didn't hit any shots. Celtics made everything. And then, they got to make a couple changes on defense, but we're good.
I think that's right. I think it's fun to overreact to every game. It's fun, but when you're outscored by 51-15 from the 3-point line, it's tough to win basketball games. When Aaron Baines has made more threes than Marco Bellinelli, Dario Saric, Robert Covington, and Ersan Ilyasova combined, you're in for a tough night. Aaron Baines.
Maybe that's just the new NBA, Tom. Maybe.
Here's what I didn't like.
on-
Here's what I didn't like from Philly. I didn't like their defense, and not just that the Celtics were hitting shots, but they just were not in help defense all night. So if you beat your man off one move, or they ran that little handoff play where Al Horford could kind of decide whether he was giving it up or not, there's just no one at the rim to help. And so once Al Horford brings JoJo away from the hoop, who's there? Ben Simmons got to be in position, or Ersan's got to be in position. Someone's got to at least be there to be in the way. So I think it's all easily correctable stuff, but I just didn't like how they played defense.
I don't want to say rust. I'm not trying to be the rust guy, but defensively, I can't explain it other than it has to be rust. Covington and I know Bellinelli and JJ, I get it. They're not the best on defense. But with Covington, he was just getting a jab step and then one step and it was go to the basket. Or if someone just changed directions, it was too easy for anyone to just get to the cup. Everybody could just get by their man. And like you said, there was no one helping out at the end at the basket, but that'll all be changed in game 2.
Are you confident of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? You know what I
yeah.
do? I'd pull a Ron Adams. I put Joel Embiid on Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
And just have him help the whole time.
And Marcus Smart, man, the thing is Marcus Smart is going to shoot if you let him.
Absolutely, he's going to shoot.
Which is great.
Everybody on their team made shots last night. They did not miss a shot. If you left somebody open, they made a shot. If they had a hand in their face, but it wasn't smothered in their face, they made a shot. Sixers had the same exact shots and missed every shot they put up. It didn't matter if they were wide open, if it was a layup. They just missed everything.
Yeah, the Jason Tatum love is well deserved. 28 points last night.
That killed me.
That he's a rookie chant.
He is a rookie.
He is in
I don't
fact.
know if anyone knew that, but he is a rookie. It's his first year in the league. Yeah,
so's my guy. So's my guy, though.
Yeah.
So
Markelle Fultz also a rookie.
Only guy on the 76ers not to get into the game was their number 1 overall pick. Watching Jason Tatum drop 28. They traded down to get Tatum and got the pick, and he does that. Fultz can't be feeling too great right now.
I would have liked Fultz in there just to try him on Rozier. I still think Rozier would have gone off, but just to have that size and length against him. Because I like Fultz he's a dumb rookie defensively, but I think he can be a little bit more competitive at certain spots. I would have liked to have seen him a little bit.
I got Knicks fans texting my phone last night hey, that Rozier kid is pretty good. Every time I look up, he's getting buckets.
Oh, boy.
I'm y'all need to relax. Relax. I'm not sold on that kid still.
You don't see some Johnny Starks potential in him, man? He's tough, gritty, great rebounder for a little guy. Come on.
Wearing the Drew Bledsoe jersey to the game.
Oh, no, I mean, it's too late for that. Eric.
I'm with a mean. I'm with a mean. That was weak sauce. Wear that to game 7.
No.
Bring that energy to game 7.
Should have worn it in game 7, bro.
You drag him throughout the rest of the playoffs.
I mean, Eric Bledsoe was legitimately bad, but bring that energy to game 7, fam. I don't know.
Like he's not going to hit every shot like that eventually, right? He has to cool off.
Of course not.
Shot less than 40% this season.
Yeah, he shot 39% from the field this season. He's not going to.
We're just amongst a hot streak. There has to be a game where he realizes he's just Terry Rozier. Like he can play basketball, but he's not this dude, right? Like he's not this guy.
No, well, as a
reserve, kinds of scary.
As a reserve this year, he had a 52% true shooting. As a starter, he had a 50% true shooting. I don't think this is the norm now for him.
I don't know. I think he's going to hold up this 77% 3-point shooting for the rest of the series.
He might be one of those guys who has a playoff alter ego, playoff Rozier.
Yeah.
You never know, Zach.
True. I do think if they keep leaving him open.
Playoff Rozier, whatever. Whatever. Playoff Rozier, dude.
Joel Embiid, how'd he play, guys? He played really well.
The monster.
He bothers me.
I do like him. I do like the Celtics being able to put Aaron Baines on him. Not that Aaron Baines can stop him, but it's a big, strong body to kind of bump him off spots and everything. But man, he's just so good.
By the way, is the mask just going to be on for indefinitely?
They're making him wear it. He doesn't want to wear it.
Cameron Diaz was so hot in that movie.
She was.
I feel like we get a little bit of a better player without that mask. Drives me nuts, you know? Because it
drives him nuts.
Makes me feel uncomfortable, that thing.
Like the moment that he can take it off, it's off. The moment that he doesn't have to wear it, he pulls it up to his forehead. He was good. No one else really showed. I mean, I guess Ben Simmons and JJ Redick had themselves a day, but Robert Covington, Zach, you're not the biggest RoCo fan.
When Simmons wasn't giving the ball to the other team, yeah, he had a pretty good game. But RoCo is the streakiest shooter. Like everyone wants to talk like he's this great shooter. He is an average shooter from 3-point range. He has months where he hits 44% of his threes. He has months where he hits 29% of his threes. Like he's a fine player, good defender. Like he did a great job on Goran Dragic in the last series. I actually want to see, what he can do against Rozier in this series or Jaylen Brown when Jaylen comes back. But this idea that he's going to carry you as this great 3-and-D guy, like he's not a great 3. Like he's just like he's a streaky shooter. When he's hot, great, but when he's not, he doesn't have another way to contribute offensively. That's my frustration with him. And so. I still think the contract was a great deal, and I think he's a valuable player for them. But he's going to go through these 0-for-4 games because that's just the streakiness.
Yeah, he was not good last night. Brad Stevens, anything else we want to say about the coach of the year for the next 10 years? Anything else?
Dwayne Casey was here. Dwayne Casey's getting every coach of the year forever.
No. I don't get it, man. Brad, what does Dwayne Casey's resume have over Brad Stevens? I'm serious.
I don't know. His team won the East, has the second best point differential in the league. They played differently.
Those are minor things.
No, Brad Stevens does this every year, right? He gets to a point where he gets them through the first couple of rounds, and then he faces LeBron in the conference finals, and then he looks like every other coach.
I mean, he's definitely undermanned. When you talk about the two best players on his team, Marcus Smart didn't even play in the first round.
He still has an all-defense guy and an all-star. Like we
that's what I'm
we
saying.
Just dismiss Al Horford.
Yeah, I know, and when you watch the game, the guy's doing everything. He's playmaking. He's their best defender. He's making threes. He's posting up little guys on switches. He's doing everything for the freaking team. But he doesn't. It doesn't look sexy for people, so he doesn't. Yeah. Get the credit.
Oh, how is he doing this with a 5-time All-Star big? How does he do this? Al Horford's good.
Al Horford is super good.
Marcus Smart got hit in the nuts. Your thoughts?
Retribution for touching that ref's ass that one time.
What did you think of him? What did you think of him going after it? Like he did a real hard, I got to get to the bathroom walk up to Ben Simmons. When Ben, they kind of got tangled up. I think this was in the fourth quarter. They kind of got tangled up, and maybe Ben gave him a little extra shot with an elbow. And
that was
bogus. They were up 15-20, and he just I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I know there's more to than just that one play. They had been going at it all night, but I just thought it was such a. I don't think he's a fake tough guy. Like, I think he's a tough guy, but I just thought it was such a showboat moment of like, I'm going to show you how tough I am. We're up 20. I'm going to come step to you. Like, I just didn't think it was. I thought it was dumb.
It's like the thing right now is that everybody wants to show Ben Simmons that he's just not going to come in here and do what he wants to do or whatever the case may be. It's definitely a fake tough guy moment. The elbow wasn't even that crazy. And he picks me up 20, and he picks the guy. Like, why Ben Simmons isn't going. Like, he's not going to fight you. There's other guys out there. Well, maybe not on the Sixers. There's other guys that if you no. Yeah, no, there's no one else on the Sixers. But
Justin Anderson, no, Jared Bayless would love to fight somebody.
Yeah, but he's like, he's got where you got to find him.
Right. I legit forgot he was on the team until they put him in the last 2 minutes. Like, I forgot. Like, I kind of glanced up because the game was basically over at that point, and I was doing something. I glanced up and I saw a bald head on the court, and I thought, they got Gerald Henderson back. And then I looked closer. I was like, oh no, it's Jervay. Never mind.
They could use Gerald Henderson.
They could. He'd be good right now.
He would definitely be good right now.
What I thought was funny is the play right before the halftime. I think they had like a Embiid pick and roll. I forget what it was. It was like a handoff, and Marcus Smart had to go switch on to Embiid. So Al Horford pushed Marcus Smart in the back to like push him towards Embiid rolling to the hoop. And Marcus Smart just dove into the ground.
Yeah.
Just like instinctually, like someone pushed me in the back, I'm going down and flopping. And it was actually Al Horford.
He could have hurt Embiid. Like, that was kind of a dangerous play.
My heart stopped. I honestly thought he was hurt. I thought it was over. There was no way he wasn't going to be hurt on that. But thank the powers above that he was not hurt. I appreciate that one.
Regardless of all the stuff that Rozier did or Brad Stevens, Al Horford, do you guys still like Philadelphia to win this series? Because I do.
Hell yeah.
I want to see how Jaylen Brown comes back. Because I do like that is adding a pretty significant player. But yeah, I think I still like Philly in this series. It's definitely not. I'm not trying to be swayed by one game, but it's definitely not what I thought it was going to be going into the series after one. But yeah, I think I still like Philly.
Yeah, their defense is going to get better.
All you need them for the Sixers to do is just steal one in Boston. They can definitely steal one. The role players have played way better in Philly. Everything will fall for Bellinelli and Redick in Philly. They'll be fine.
The Ben Simmons not a rookie thing. It's funny.
I don't know at this point. Yeah,
I don't know if Donovan Mitchell needs to put up billboards or Adidas put up billboards about it.
Yeah, let's relax with Donovan Mitchell's putting that. That's Adidas. Adidas is putting up those billboards.
I want the
Adidas is
but he did wear the shirt. He did wear the sweatshirt, right?
Yeah, of course. Which they told him to wear. This is fun.
I want the plane flying over the arena. With the banner.
With the banner. Absolutely.
I wonder how much he gets if he gets Rookie of the Year from Adidas. Like, what's his? He's got to have something. Adidas probably has this amazing rollout that they're just dying to use.
You know what's funny is
whatever, use it anyway, right? The guy's playing, as good as he's playing. Who cares? Like, Rookie of the Year or not, just roll it out. It's a good investment.
Rafe, they should take a page out of Stu Gotz's book and say, like, in our personal record book, Donovan Mitchell's the Rookie of the Year, and just lean into it that way. Why not? Who cares?
Yeah, no, I mean,
what's funny is like Ben Simmons was out with a broken foot. It's not like he took the year off. And
there are some whispers that he could have come back.
Semantics.
He's still a rookie. Who cares? Aren't they probably aren't they close to the same age?
Well, age doesn't matter, right? Like, it's all about skill.
I mean, you talk to Aaliyah and R. Kelly.
I don't know. Malcolm Brogdon won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, Malcolm Brogdon won it. Blake Griffin won it.
37. Malcolm Brogdon won it at 37. So age does not matter for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Cyrus got robbed.
No, JoJo got robbed.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid was the best rookie last year. All this other he only played 31 games. Fuck out of here. He was the best rookie and everyone knew it.
Mm-hmm.
He was the best rookie, but he did the least amount of work.
Whatever.
He didn't come to work, Zach. He didn't come to work.
Still had a better body. He still had a better body of work than any other rookie last year, even with just 31 games. He had a better body of work. Everyone knows it too. It's just we put this dumbass limitation on this dumbass award.
Damn, the award is dumb too.
We gave it to Michael Carter Williams once. It's dumb.
I mean, that's
Shout out
one
to Michael
time,
Carter
though,
Williams.
Zach. Come on, Mike Miller, Michael Carter Williams. That's all it is. You know, people love, football recruiting. They love the NBA and NFL draft. They like to have a glimpse into the future. And I think Rookie of the Year is like a nod to that, that urge, that instinct.
But it doesn't mean anything, though.
Well, I mean, neither does the NFL draft, but we still watch it.
That's true.
It's like a bunch of dudes. Like in the 5th round, we're like, "Oh, our team got a steal," and it's like that guy won't even make the fucking roster. Right. It is what
Markelle
it is.
Fultz is gonna have a big game in this series. Book it. He's gonna have one big game.
Wow. No, he's not.
He was looking like a Westworld host last night.
Wow.
I agree. It won't be offensively though. It'll be defensively.
Yeah, I do think he can make a difference defensively.
I think
he's not gonna hit a shot. No.
Look, if Tristan Thompson can be dusted off and returned to the lineup, Markelle Fultz can too.
Clearly, Tristan Thompson's he's not lacking confidence though.
Yeah.
Double machine.
There you go.
Jade, you got something for me?
Tom, I do. First off, were you eating before?
I may have been.
What were you partaking in?
Turkey ground beef stir fry. Ooh. I'm on a diet, Jade. I gotta lose weight. I'm fat as hell on camera.
God damn it, Waz. Well, good news. That was brought to you by Lisa Roger. She actually wanted to sponsor the next eating segment. Thank you, Lisa. Lover of food. More importantly, fighting the fight against going hungry on back-to-back.
I had brunch with Lisa in Salt Lake last week.
She's a workout machine, which makes that sponsorship even funnier.
Yeah. She was very annoyed that people were telling us not to eat on the pod.
It's disgusting.
She came in with a big sponsorship yesterday.
Yeah.
So thanks, Waz.
Everyone spend more money and sponsor
Lisa.
Not eating.
By the way, I need to see them receipts, Jade.
I'm going to send them over. Also, I'm looking at Sixers tickets, guys, and Jerv.
Probably cheap. Probably cheap. Philly's a fake basketball town. We know that.
I can get section 217, row 13 right now for $146. That's graded at a 9.0. That's an amazing deal on SeatGeek.
That's a 9er? You got a 9er on there?
The Sixers are the fourth most popular team in Philadelphia. They might even be behind Villanova the way, some people feel about college sports.
I'm not even going to entertain that nonsense, sir.
Really?
I'm not going to entertain that nonsense.
In the city, they're more popular than the Eagles?
Sure. Didn't I see you sitting courtside recently?
That may have been me, sir. Yes, I think that was actually. Yes.
They more popular than the Phillies? Stop it.
Yeah, they're more popular than the Phillies. Yeah,
come on,
absolutely.
Waz.
Ryan Howard doesn't play anymore.
I'm not even going to let you do that,
the Flyers. The Flyers, the Broad Street Bullies?
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
What a great uniform.
In the city.
Great uniform.
SeatGeek saves you time and money by searching multiple ticket sites to compare prices and find amazing deals to get you most bang for your buck. It grades every ticket based on value. Again, that was a 9.0. 9.0. Every purchase fully guaranteed, so you can shop for tickets on SeatGeek with confidence. The promo code B2B, that's the number 2 between two B's, for $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. So you can actually get those tickets for $126 on SeatGeek. Tom?
Yes, Steph Curry is back tonight. Finally, he's back after like 6 weeks, 8 weeks of playing a full game. Is this series already over?
Yeah, speaking of taking time off.
Minus 11, the Warriors.
I am taking the Warriors on that line for sure.
Give me New Orleans.
Yeah,
they're going to be trying to work Steph back in.
Yep.
Drew Holiday gonna get all up in his ass. I like the Pelicans to lose by like 6.
Yep, I liked it too.
No.
Give me the Warriors. Give me the Warriors to lay the points. I'm good with that. That's not like them winning by 12 doesn't take that much effort. Yeah, that's not a knock on the Pels either. That's just the Warriors are.
All right, I'm about to call my bookie, take the Pels money line.
You don't need a bookie, Waz. It's 2018. Were you trying to get your legs broken?
What you mean?
Waz, you're trying to get in shape. Don't get your legs broken, man.
Well, I guess he's got to run from this bookie. You got to get you in shape.
The Ethan Strauss, who's busy taking care of his baby, unlike myself, I am kind of surprised it's only minus 11. I thought it'd be a little bit higher than that, given what happened in game 1 and you're getting Steph back. 14. And if you remember when Steph came back last time, he dropped 40 points and beat the Blazers and screamed, "I'm back, I'm back." I don't know if we'll get that tonight, though.
Then he slipped on ice and fucked his knee up.
That was before that.
Sweat.
Oh.
Yeah. It was Matty Yunus.
Oh, it wasn't Matty Yunus. Oh, it's his sweat? Or yeah, it was
sweat.
Yeah. Actually, if you really want to go in depth on this one, back into the left on this, James Harden tripped Matty Yunus.
Oh.
I never heard that one.
Yeah.
And that's how the sweat got all spread up on the floor.
On the floor. How are you going to...
You mean tripped him? I love this.
Jade, if you do air quotes on a pod,
I just did.
I know. We can't see that. We got to turn it into a video pod, which I'm cool with. We could do a video pod, but
just got to put pants
until
on.
we have that. No, man, waist up.
Yeah.
Cavs Raptors. LeBron is. Here's the thing.
You forgot to say Waz's Toronto Raptors. We the North. #
No, we're not doing this again. We're not doing this again.
Hold on a second.
This team got
That's your
swept
swap now, bro?
I picked the Raptors to make it to the finals back in like January, fam.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
The only reason is he wants to go. He just wants to go to Toronto. That's the only reason.
Good afternoon, back-to-back crew, the Basketball Buds. This is AC. I actually have a question. Are we really going to be doing this with the Raptors again? I just can't see them stopping LeBron, even though every number tells me otherwise. What do you guys think about Raptors Cavs? I'll hang up and listen.
See, that's the thing. They don't have to
gotta
stop
hang up and listen.
LeBron.
It's not a live radio show. He left that maybe days ago.
I love it.
He could have called that in at the beginning of the season.
He could. I love that hang up and listen. Yeah, I'm still with the Raptors, man. This is the year.
Is it?
Yep.
The Cavs are bad, guys. They're bad. They're bad.
Suck. But LeBron, I'm just going to roll with LeBron until he's not the king of the East.
This is the first time that Toronto, like, if they don't win this series, they should feel bad about themselves. Like the other times, it's just sort of from the outside, it's understandable. You're like, all right, whatever. You know, they're not as good. LeBron is better, and he had better guys, and they you know, these are sweeps. They look like sweeps, or 6-game series where 2 of the games Cleveland doesn't care. But now, you know, Toronto has enough to beat this team. Cleveland just had to, go through 7 games. LeBron looks like he's going to get gas. He's getting cramps already. You know, they should win. And if they don't, then they should feel very bad about themselves.
They're going to feel very bad because I don't think Kevin Love is going to miss 80% of his twos in this series like he did.
Why not?
Why not? Isn't his hand messed up?
Why not?
He has that.
He's hurt.
His left hand's messed up. Yeah.
He's hurt. They had to dust off the corpse of Tristan Double Time Thompson.
Double time because he worked so hard, because he's working double time. Right? That's why we call him that.
Does he play well at home in Toronto or not? I can't remember. Is there? I mean, there probably is no.
I'm sure he's worn out.
I'm sure he's worn out at home. Gots told a great joke on the Left Yard show yesterday. He said the Game 7 was win or go home for everybody else but Tristan Thompson. You can't go home, guys.
Oh man.
I don't know. I like the Raptors' ability to defend in the set defense. Cleveland doesn't even do transition this year. Like, they're literally just a half-court team at this point. They got LeBron James, one of the greatest transition players, if not the greatest in the history of basketball. They live in the half-court.
And the greatest outlet passer of the current game.
Yeah, and they don't do any of it.
The Raptors are pretty good with set defense-wise. We've seen Cleveland have struggles defending the likes of Darren Collison, right, and Thaddeus Young. I like my chances, y'all. I love my chances.
Doesn't sound like it.
To Waz's point, that's not accurate. The Cavs have the 4th highest percentage of transition possessions this year.
Wow.
And
In
they're
the playoffs?
In the playoffs? Let me check the playoffs. Maybe I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
They are 10th out of 16. So it's dropped a bit. It's dropped 2.4%.
They're walking it up for whatever reason.
Well, it's hard to get transition when you can't stop anybody.
Right. And not that like Clarkson is or Rodney Hood or like transition dynamos either, if we're being real here.
Jordan Clarkson isn't even getting back. I respect that. He's just like, you guys handle that. That's you.
The Cavs have slayed the Raptors defense this season. Destroyed them. I don't think they're scared of the Toronto Raptors. They're definitely not scared of the Toronto Raptors.
I've seen people say that they were kind of playing possum against Indiana in the sense that like they were exerting defensive energy in spurts, but I haven't seen any proof that they can do it for a sustained period.
Well, here's the thing, I don't think they can play defense, but we know they can play offense.
Yes.
Like, we know this team, they can light it up. And that's really been the only reason they've been successful this year is obviously, 1, LeBron. But 2, this team's offense is still elite when it's clicking. And they still have the shooters, and LeBron's still LeBron. Like, I don't really agree with Rafe. Like, if the Raptors don't do it this year, I don't think it's a failure. I think it's just LeBron's that good. Even though this is the worst Cavs team that he's had since 2007. And even then, that team at least had an identity. That team's identity was like, we're going to defend, right? Like, at this point, he's so good offensively that the Raptors don't have anyone who can match him on that. Like, DeRozan can have a big series, he can have big games, but he doesn't bend the game the way LeBron does. And not many do, but they don't have that overall thing. Like, their biggest key is in the 4 minutes LeBron sits every game, can they be like plus 12? Right? Can that bench be plus 12 in those 4 minutes? Which I think they can. But they just have to find a way to balance that out to where they're coming out on top with that distribution.
Tom, I think I remember it was you talking with Coach Thorpe on one of these Thursdays that he mentioned there's like some lineup, I forget, one of the smaller lineups that Toronto has that they held back, particularly against Cleveland with, but also just held back a lot towards the end of the season. You remember which one I'm talking about? But there may be some possum playing, or there may have been some possum playing going on.
There might be, but if you can't handle LeBron James, then that's the biggest problem.
What do you guys make of the Indiana series? Does that mean obviously in the regular season, Toronto couldn't stop Cleveland for nothing. I think
the Cavs did what they needed to do to get by Indiana. Mm-hmm. I don't think they, and it was probably closer than they intended that to be because Indiana showed a lot of fight, but I don't think they exerted themselves the way they needed to. I don't think they respected the opponent. And you said I don't think they're afraid of the Raptors. I don't think they are, but they better respect the Raptors. Like, that's the key. Like, you don't have to be afraid of a team, but you have to respect them. And I'm not certain they respect that team.
So you think that Cleveland is going to come in looking like a markedly better team in the second round? Yes,
I do, but I also think Cleveland's going to get smoked in game one. I think they're going to get smoked. First, Toronto, I think they're going to get blitzed.
Yeah, I could see that too, especially with LeBron just saying he was burnt. 7-game series. People forget last year they swept Indiana and then got to the second round. Got like 8 days off between the series, and then LeBron James did what he did. So, like, with just a couple days rest, that might not be so great. But I trust LeBron because every Waz knows every sort of every sort of age curve, every sort of recovery metric, every sort of rest metric that you want to apply to LeBron James, it simply doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Well, he gets healthy, guys.
Yeah.
When you apply, a suit, like the one thing that doesn't make any sense, and I haven't seen anything to, show me why it should make sense, is the fact that he just can't get injured. Like, he can't get injured. So it's not even like a lot of times he's recovering from some ailment. He never gets hurt. That's the shit that can't be explained. Getting up for games, playing 44 minutes, playoff intensity level minutes, fine. But never getting injured? I
didn't see him bleed in 4 years in Miami.
Good call, Tom. That's a good call.
Might be an actual cyborg.
Actually, was Lance drawing blood the other night? The first time anyone has ever seen that in public.
Here's what I think, guys. Here's what I think. No, I think it was blood. I think LeBron did that little Ric Flair trick where he had a razor in an armband or something. Had a razor in the shooting sleeve. He kind of put it out.
He could have just been holding it in the side of his mouth,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe one a little blood capsule or something too. One of those.
Little Undertaker move.
Did we see him get stitches? He said he got stitches. Did we see him get stitches? I didn't. I didn't see needle and thread. Only needles I saw were the passes he was threading through the lane.
He got a Westworld cauterizer done.
Exactly.
Pretty sure of that.
It's all the right. It's just marketing for the new season.
Got all that Stark technology.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the Cavs shot 31% as a team from downtown in the last series. I don't think that's happening. I think this goes 7. I think LeBron wins it in 7 and then gets eliminated in the next round because he just doesn't have anything left.
Celtics to the finals?
Oh, God. Terry Rozier versus Kyle Lowry in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Ooh.
Let's go. Let's go. How about Kyle Lowry's agent getting that Jurassic Park deal?
Red carpet for the Raptors to the finals if the Celtics somehow beat the young pups.
You don't have to worry about that, bro. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, the Kevin Love thing is super weird. I know he's nursing that hand injury or whatever, but the fact that he's not only been completely obsolete, he's also not distributing the football passes from the full court. Like they're not utilizing Kevin Love beyond just like spotting him up in the corner. He hasn't been able to make any layups or any of that around the rim. I get that, but they got to figure out how to get Kevin Love back because they definitely don't have Kyrie Irving or any other star on the team. They need Kevin Love.
I mean, this is since 2014.
Yeah.
Right. Like this has been my issue with what they do, whether it was Blatt or whether it's Lou. And maybe I should be blaming LeBron on some level, but they don't use Kevin Love.
Absolutely should be blaming LeBron for a lot of it.
Yeah, like they don't use Kevin Love. Like he's just sort of a decoy. He's just a floor spacer. Like this guy is one of the best passing bigs in the league. He doesn't get to do it. And I get it. Like LeBron's a better passer. I'd rather have LeBron, but LeBron could not take plays off, but he could get much easier buckets on the floor if they ran some shit through the high post with Kevin Love, with cutters and everything. Like Love is still a very good offensive weapon that is underutilized. And, I'm not saying he'd be 2013-14 Minnesota Timberwolves Kevin Love again, but he's somewhere in between.
He had 4 assists in the entire series against Toronto last year.
He's one of the best. He's one of the best passing bigs. He should be getting 4 assists in 2 games off those, full court outlet passes. Like that should be what that is.
Jordan Clarkson, George Hill, Rodney Hood.
Not the greatest.
Not feeling
passers,
great about my Cavs in 7. Not feeling great about it now.
Not the greatest passers in the world. Man, I don't know. LeBron could go off. He might average 40, but the rest of them cats, nah.
So, Jade, do you have something for me?
I do. I'm bummed. I'm bummed about this LeBron news because I just took him in my draft. Play draft. We're back.
What LeBron news?
You said he's gonna just mail it in tonight.
No, I said the Cavs are gonna get destroyed. He'll still get his numbers.
LeBron always gets his numbers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I took Tristan Thompson too. What a big mistake.
Yeah, that's a huge mistake.
That might have been.
Love it, Jade.
Gotcha.
Love it.
Oh, what a big mistake. The promo code B2B also at Play Draft for a free draft. Don't get crushed by the pros. Just get crushed by me or come crush me. I have Holiday, DeRozan, LeBron.
We're not doing phrasing anymore.
Mirotic and Thompson. What'd you say?
We're not doing phrasing anymore.
What's
to
that?
Come crush me. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Also, Tom, we are on Patreon. Patreon.com/CountTheDings, where you can find exclusive content like the podcast you did with my brother and Anthony Mays yesterday on Westworld, Season 2, Episode 2. Very good podcast. Also featuring the sponsor of the Waz Eating segment, Lisa Roger. That was excellent. I enjoy listening to it, even though I have no idea what is going on yet.
You guys caught up, Waz, Zach?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
Yeah.
Caught up with Westworld?
Yeah.
Nah, but I heard episode 2 was flames.
Pretty
Rafe,
good.
you on that show?
No, I'm not caught up with episode 1.
Episode season 1.
Like season 1.
Season 1 episode
Correct.
1.
Season 1,
Catch
episode
up, Rafe.
1.
Rafe, we just call that I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's true. That's me.
Never seen the show yet.
Anyway, I did want to shout out some Patreon people. R. Clark, Alex Burr, Craig, Cameron Kane, I like that name, Janos Hoff, guessing you're in the Hall of Fame, Jeff Takamoto, Julian Obiedo, a longtime friend of the show, Mustafa Gabasa, Albert Fuller, Andrew Seid, Andrew C., Joshua Suika, and Gray Satterfield. Hey, Gray, it's my son's name. Anyway, thank you very much. You can go there for more stuff, like including the Monday Overflow, Nerd Brigade Overflow with Haralabos last week. That was pretty cool. And all sorts of other things, including the Discord chat.
Dirk Nowitzki tweeted out this morning, I got inspired by Victor Oladipo. I also texted my trainer. Here's his response. When do we start? I told you 4 years ago that you were done 4 years ago. Your game has been in decline since Havlicek stole the ball from you. Your full court sprints are timed with a calendar. That being said, if you wire me 561 Bitcoin, which is equal to $5 million US dollars, we can start tomorrow.
This is real, right? It's got to be real.
Yeah, I mean, Dirk tweeted it.
Jade.
No, I know.
Jade.
Hey, I learned the Shaq Kenny thing was fake yesterday. That blew my mind.
What's Shaq Kenny?
Mean said Shaq was trolling.
The gas thing? Did you see the gas debate?
You guys haven't seen the if your gas tank is like like if you use a quarter of the tank, just go back and put $20 back in instead of waiting for it to go on empty and just refill it. Shaq thinks if you pay as you go and never let your shit get empty, you're saving money.
I actually rewatched it, and I'm with Amin now. I totally am.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
You're buying into the conspiracy theory?
You know what it is? Well, because it ends up being like which is what they end up going into, which is the who's on first. Someone makes a reference to it.
Kenny does.
And I think that's exactly what that's the whole thing of that bit. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
It really
that's
is
what they were
amazing.
actually doing.
By the way, very different than a staged social media event. That's just really clever. Whatever.
No, yeah. The shit where the two dorks were on Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm here with my girlfriend." She was like, "No, we're just friends." That was fake, Jade.
Total stage.
Oh, that? With the bow tie? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The bow tie was the one that got me.
Dead giveaway. Sorry, Zach.
Dead giveaway.
No, I mean,
hey, yo.
The Dirk thing's funny.
We're not knocking bow ties, all right?
The Dirk thing's funny, you know.
Dirk thing's funny, but it's written.
I like the your full court sprinter time with a calendar. That is a good one. Anyway, anything left on the rundown?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we got the Kawhi story. Who read it? Waz, I know you read it. You read most of it.
I'm still not buying
Kawhi story?
Yeah.
No, I was not able to read the whole story. But I did see that Tony Parker said that this was the most difficult and weird Spurs season of his life.
Okay, let's
That's
clip
strange.
this. Let's clip this.
That's a strange. That's a
guest on
strange thing
Thursday. Let's make sure we clip that.
I noticed Rafe is getting my drift there.
Oh man, that was just everyday business back then. This is different.
Yeah, this is much different.
Wait, just Tony being Tony.
Weirder. Yeah.
I'm like Peter Griffin on the side of the road. Oh no. So Kawhi story, the Ramona Shelburne and Michael Wright tandem reported about 3,000 words about Kawhi Leonard, the saga between the Spurs and Kawhi. Still a lot of questions in there. There's a backstory with the business dealings of his agency. There is no Impact Sports anymore, the agency that he was rep by. Their website is under construction. There's a little bit about Uncle Dennis, who's been running a lot of the stuff in his life. There's been a lot of controversy about what he was actually diagnosed with, whether he has a muscle problem or a tendon problem. And then there's the Greg Popovich lost his wife last week, and so it creates all sorts of issues. Not the passing of his wife, but all the dynamics at play. Still a lot of questions. But the biggest question of all to me is what happens this summer? Because Kawhi Leonard can be offered the $200 million contract. Does he get that $200 million contract?
Of course.
Because in the story, it seemed like the ownership of the San Antonio Spurs would have a real problem doing that. That if the front office came to ownership and said, hey, here's a $200 million contract for the guy who refused to play for us this year, please offer this. I'm not sold that the Spurs would offer it.
Peter Holt is a big Republican. You know that. So I can understand why he wouldn't want to pay the guy properly. But I don't think they would actually – I don't think Pop and RC are dumb enough to think they could play chicken with the third best player in the league probably.
But hold up. What if they don't think that he's the third best player in the league? Because this injury has been lingering, and whether this is just a matter of this is just posturing between both sides. There is an underlying injury that could be scary for Kawhi Leonard going forward.
Okay, well then trade him so he could team up with LeBron then. That's it.
But where? In Cleveland or in LA?
Miami.
Philly.
I was thinking Philly, Jerv.
Philly.
People are like, yo, but they got Ben Simmons. Get Ben Simmons out of there. Would you rather have Ben Simmons or LeBron?
Whoa.
Like, what are you talking about? You can outright get Kawhi for a couple of assets or whatever and get Ben Simmons out of there. LeBron.
I got a package for
that's LeBron's guy. Ben Simmons is Clutch Sports, right? Doesn't LeBron probably wants him under the wing?
Ben Simmons is a waste of space with LeBron on that team.
Oh, first of all. Get out of here. Waz, I hate that take. Take.
Why?
Because you love Dwayne Wade and LeBron together.
Waz.
Terrible.
What happened?
Hold on, Waz. I'm with you.
Okay. Well, this is terrible. First of all, he's not going.
Like D Wade. At least he knows how to cut. He's D Wade was a freaking rim protector.
Yeah,
like
this is Ben Simmons' second year in the league. He doesn't know how to cut.
Like,
I'm first year, right? He's a rookie.
It's his first year. It's his first year in the league.
I'm not saying he won't learn how to cut, but he becomes drastically less useful with LeBron on that damn team. Like,
no.
Is this 2010 again? Is this 2010?
You have two guys in the.
Yeah, he's not going to be maybe as good. He's not going to look as good as he does when he's running the show, but just someone who can grab and go like that, who can actually give them some pace when LeBron doesn't want to walk the ball up. I mean, that would be very nice the way that he plays the game. Shooting and all that other stuff, but you don't give that up.
All that other stuff. That's a big part.
What are you talking about? And again, by the way, you were talking about you're getting Kawhi Leonard in there.
Right.
I don't need these cats.
You don't have to do that, though. You don't have to do that. You're fine with Ben and LeBron.
No,
you have two dudes that have the greatest vision.
Kawhi's better. Kawhi's so much better. Like, we don't know that Ben Simmons is good as Kawhi.
Ben Simmons is not injured, and he's 20-something.
Kawhi's not injured.
He's played. Ben Simmons has played like 90. He's played like 90 NBA games, and he's already this good. He hasn't had a summer yet to learn.
He just got worked by Marcus Smart.
Jerv, calm down.
I mean, Marcus Smart could work anybody on any given night. That's his whole thing.
What you're saying? You think Ben Simmons is going to grow up one day to be a better player than Kawhi Leonard? You really think that?
Yes. I don't even think that's a hot take. Like
I think he can be as good for sure. For sure, he can be as good.
I'm with you, Tom. By the way, I'm with Tom here. I think we're downplaying the significance of the injury. The injury is weird.
Because some people believe there is no injury and it's basically like a conspiracy to get him out of there. And then some people are like, oh wait, this could be something that never goes away and we don't really know what's going on.
Windmills between his legs once he gets back. He's fine.
Dude, I don't know. It seems that's the feeling I got from reading this was the injury.
He's the best defensive player in the world. He's the best all-around player in the world. No, he still is. Combine his defense and his offense. No one is better. Now, it doesn't mean he has a bigger impact than like someone like LeBron, but in terms of both sides of the floor, he's the best player in the world.
It's ridiculous that we're even comparing the likes of Ben Simmons. Yo, Kawhi Leonard has seasons where he shot 40% from three, fam, 90 from the free throw line, and he's getting to the line, and he's completely destroying your other perimeter player. Like, y'all out of y'all goddamn mind.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again. This is a recording.
Ben Simmons has played 90 basketball games.
That's like my point. I don't have time.
Yeah, but he's been around for 170, Jerv.
He's played 90-something basketball games. He's only going to get better.
Jerv, ask yourself this. You think there's going to be a point in the lifetime of this Sixers team that they put a team together that has a core as good as LeBron fucking James next year, Kawhi Leonard, and Joel Embiid? Are you out of your mind?
You know what I do? I think that team is called Ben Simmons, LeBron James, Joel Embiid, Saric, and whomever else comes and signs that's good.
TJ
you don't
McConnell.
have to
Sorry.
Come on.
My favorite thing.
The previous two seasons, Kawhi Leonard was the best defender in the world, and he had a 61% true shooting.
Yeah, cool,
I'm not slighting him.
Like 9 games. Are you considering the 9 games he played this year?
No, he didn't play this year. I said the previous 2 seasons.
Okay.
61% true shooting.
But saying you keep Ben Simmons is not saying you don't like Kawhi or you don't think
1%.
Yo, I wrote a cover story about Kawhi Leonard. I know how good this dude is, right? Like, you don't need to sell me how good Kawhi Leonard is. It's just this guy just missed an entire season because of a knee injury.
Yes.
We're not supposed to factor that into his health going forward.
Ben Simmons' injury is way more damning than Kawhi's. A broken foot for a guy that's 6'11"? You kidding me?
Well, this isn't Kawhi's.
Have we ever heard of Bill Walton?
Yao Ming?
Kevin Durant? He's doing.
Guys, have you heard of Brooke Lopez?
Yes, he's relegated to the Lakers. You want Ben Simmons relegated to the Lakers right now? No.
Yo, my favorite thing about that whole exchange when we're screaming at each other.
Michael Jordan with the broken foot.
By the way.
Jerv goes, look, Ben Simmons is 20-something.
Ben Simmons is already like 22 years old, low-key. Some kind of old.
He's a 6'11" point guard.
By the way, I actually have an angry Harper sponsorship, but Harper's so sick it really doesn't come off as.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's just me.
We're gonna hold that off.
Give me LeBron. Give me Kawhi Leonard. Get the young kids the fuck out of here so we can go and win championships, compete at the highest level ASAP. That's the whole point of having.
Who's your team? Who's your team, Wiles?
Wait, hold on.
The New York Jets?
Hold on. If you are Philly and you smell blood and you think you can get you can get LeBron and Kawhi, wouldn't you go in and try and just lowball the hell out of that? I mean, they have pick, don't they have that 2019 pick? Why not try and do?
I'm saying if you don't, put
that and Saric together, give them some junk. Sorry, Croatia,
Now,
and then
like
you get to keep all them
thinking.
guys.
Rafe, I'm not even saying you don't give away Ben Simmons for nothing. If you put that guy on the open market, you're gonna be able to bring in all kinds of complementary talent to put next to JoJo Embiid, Kawhi Leonard, and motherfucking LeBron James. We're talking about Kawhi and LeBron, y'all. What y'all talking about?
You can do that right now. They just got Ilya Sylvia and Bellinelli.
He's useless with those two cats on the team.
Jerv, here's the thing. With the current makeup, you're like, oh, you know what? We could win some championships in the next couple of years. With Kawhi and LeBron, it's, we win championships now and for the next 5 years. Like that's a team that not only challenges the Warriors, it takes down the Warriors in every way.
I'm not with you and Wise. I think you add LeBron and Ben, they're perfectly fine together anyway. So if you add LeBron,
when will they be good enough to beat the Golden State Warriors as presently constructed? When? 5 years?
You talking about if they add LeBron?
Yes. When they get rid of that damn 3-point shot,
when they get rid of the 3-point shot.
If they add LeBron, they'll win a championship within his first 2 years.
Wow.
Not a chance.
Wow.
Not with the Warriors team.
Not a chance.
Wow. They have no shooting.
They're built.
They have no shooting, bro.
With LeBron, you get the complementary pieces that you just spoke of.
Jordan Clarkson? Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Jose Calderon?
Whomever the complementary pieces that you guys said would come with the head. You guys just said there'd be complementary pieces coming if they had Kawhi and LeBron.
No. Jerv, stop. I said once you get in, like, the Spurs are if Kawhi tells them there's no fucking chance I'm signing with you, they're behind the barrel. You can send cats like Fultz and sorry ass Dario Saric.
Hold on, Waz.
That can roll. Yeah.
Why not send why not put everyone up before Ben Simmons? Why put him as the first guy you're trying to get rid of?
I'm not saying Ben Simmons goes to the Spurs. Ben Simmons is dealt in a separate deal.
Okay, just to
more pieces around. Kawhi, LeBron, and Joel Embiid.
Man, so we can get the banana boat together. Carmelo's coming.
Yeah, get Melo up in there.
Come on, get me out of here. Get me out.
You gotta get the contracts to match because Melo makes $20 million.
What's up, bro?
You think LeBron by himself just joining this Sixers team is good enough to beat the Warriors?
This Sixers team, I mean, they'll have to improve. They'll have to improve with Bellinelli or like from Redick or something like that. As long as they keep those positions straight, they'd be able to run with the Warriors. Hell yeah.
I got to see the Sixers get past the Celtics first. I'm not convinced after last.
I got to see Ben Simmons make a shot outside of 9 feet.
Okay.
You might be waiting a while for that.
Listen,
Ben Simmons didn't make a shot outside of 9 feet, and they were the most unstoppable team this season with those two guys on the floor. Doesn't matter when you're that good.
When you got the ball in your hands all the time, your lack of shooting is less pronounced. Like, it's cool, but LeBron ain't gonna be like, yeah, Ben, I'm gonna be an off-ball player for your rookie ass. Get the hell out of here, fam. Give me the rock. Get the fuck out my way. JoJo.
Was he off ball with Kyrie? Because I think him and Kyrie both handled the rock, right?
Yes, but guess what?
Because Kyrie could
actually
score.
Complimented LeBron's skills.
Okay, let me ask you this: LeBron's like the smartest NBA player we've ever seen, right? Yeah. Wait, LeBron's like the smartest NBA player we've ever seen, right? Or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, sure. Most people agree close to that. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so with Ben Simmons with the ball in his hands, you trying to tell me LeBron James couldn't, I don't know, cut and move without the ball?
You're asking LeBron to cut?
I'm not saying every single
We really think Ben Simmons is the second coming, man?
Relax. I'm not saying to play off the ball all the time. I'm saying the same way that he allowed Kyrie to have the ball, you allow Ben. The difference is that you can still move because you might still score. It's not where Kyrie had it. You just stand there and hope he shoots it.
Kawhi Leonard rips the ball away from grown men. You don't want that?
You want Ben Simmons over Kawhi Leonard? I'm
no,
lost.
I want Ben Simmons, Kawhi, and LeBron. I want them all, but I don't want to get rid of Ben Simmons. I don't want to get rid of Ben Simmons. Why am I trading the next great thing that I'm watching right now be great?
Because you have the sure thing. You have MVP.
Relative.
I don't have a sure thing. He's hurt. He might be hurt.
He's not hurt.
Wow.
He's as hurt as Ben Simmons is.
All right, y'all got it. We got to move along. Jerv thinks Ben Simmons is better than Kawhi Leonard. We got to
The
move
old
along.
Kawhi. The old Kawhi.
The old Kawhi was, dude, it was a year ago. A year ago, he was an MVP candidate and Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
A year ago, Isaiah Thomas was an MVP candidate.
Yes, but he's 5'5". Kawhi Leonard's still 6'7".
I don't know. I think the injury
he might be 6'6".
I think I'd be worried about this injury.
Kawhi Leonard's hands are as big as Isaiah Thomas. What are we talking about?
So he's just he's literally just nursing this injury. He could have come back from.
Tom said it. It's Uncle Dennis. Uncle Dennis has fucked this thing up. Uncle D, playoff D. Uncle D, he's screwed this thing up. It's his people. They're saying, hey, you got a $200 million on the line. Don't blow this.
Dennis the Menace.
Well, hold on. Do you think this holding out this year, or if it was holding out, do you think that helps him get the $200 million from the Spurs? Or I feel like even if he looked worse, the Spurs are that kind of crazy, gung ho platoon, whatever, where they want to see you out there hurting, and then they'll pay you.
The Spurs just gave Pau Gasol $16 million a year. You think they're not going to give $200 million to Kawhi Leonard?
I don't know. Pau's pretty good right now.
I don't know. I mean,
if Kawhi says tomorrow, give me the $200 million contract, they're signing him to $200 million.
All right, LeBron's going to take his player option.
Being healthy, yes.
He's going to take his player option. The Spurs are going to sign Kawhi, and then they're going to make a trade, and LeBron's going to play for Pop next year.
That I'm in for. Sign me up with that.
Yeah,
I'd like to see how LeBron gets
Pop.
Who called it?
You think LeBron would want to play for Pop, though?
No, he'll get him fired.
Pop coming back.
That's a question.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough.
Is anyone talking about Paul George to Philly, Jerv?
Oh, I already have a feeling that Jerv hates Paul George. Do you hate Paul George?
I don't hate Paul George.
Ben Simmons, but
Well, he isn't.
He's not. He's not. But he would be a perfect fit here. But I'd rather LeBron.
Of course.
You'd rather LeBron over Paul George? Oof, that is hot. That is a scorching take.
Wait. I just need this on the record. Paul George is a better player than Ben Simmons.
I think that Paul George is like this season, even with OKC, or just
wait. We all hold on. We all know Paul George is a better player.
Paul George
right now,
is way better than Ben Simmons right now.
Right now, he's not close. Than Ben Simmons, yes. I think Ben Simmons will be better than him.
I agree.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Maybe.
He's got a good chance.
Maybe.
Wise, get out of here, Wise.
Maybe.
Get out of here.
Wow.
Come on,
Wise.
man.
Can't believe this.
Well, I mean, that's not that. How many All NBAs has Paul George already been on? I mean, that's not a crazy thing.
Relax with this.
Ben Simmons is like potential through the roof, but he's still
busy. Don't get it twisted. He gets busy, and he's mature. He's got a mature body, and he's better faster than we thought he would be. But
let's be honest. If Sam Binky got this team together, I'm pretty sure Waz would be all over Ben Simmons.
Nah, false.
That's it. That's all it is. That is all this is.
I don't rock with young players. That's what y'all gotta understand. I don't believe in young cats.
Here's my problem with Ben Simmons.
So what age? Go ahead.
Hold on. What's your problem with him?
They haven't proven anything to me. That's my problem.
I need Simmons to get to be a 70% free throw shooter.
73 years old right now.
If he could be a 70% free throw shooter, then he can get to the line 10 times a game. And
can't even make free throws at a Rudy Gobert level yet. Right. And I'm supposed to be sweating this kid.
That's the thing. I don't even care about the jumper because he can get to the basket or he can get fouled whenever he wants to. My problem is he avoids contact because he knows he can't shoot free throws.
Of course he does.
He doesn't.
And dig into the numbers, Jerv.
Not as much anymore.
Dig into the numbers, Jerv. When it was clutch time, his usage went way down. He was way more passive. He was like, I don't know if I want to handle all of that because he can't shoot the goddamn rock.
Are we talking during the season or during the playoffs?
During the season.
Okay,
during the playoffs, he's going against the Heat. Come on.
During the season, 2 thumbs up to everything you guys just said. Perfect. I'm talking about during the playoffs. He did not shy away from going to the foul line against the Heat, regardless of who it is. Playoffs, he didn't shy away from going to the foul line.
Goran Dragic and James Johnson.
It doesn't matter. The foul line is still the foul line. The foul line's still the foul line no matter who you're.
They were never in danger of losing to the Miami Heat, fam. Of course he was happy to do it. The worst team in the whole playoffs.
And the Celtics were happy to put him on the line last night. Happy to put him on the line. And he shot 54%.
Okay, I'm not saying that he's
over Kawhi Leonard.
Wait. I'm not saying that he's a good foul shooter. I'm saying that during the regular season, he would have been finding ways to not have the ball so he won't go to the foul line. Last night, he was okay with going to the foul line. Regardless of whether he missed it, he was okay. He's not shying away from the foul line like you guys were saying.
I mean, what kind of ice cream was James? What kind of ice cream was James Harden eating last night?
Oh, the dots.
The Dippin' Dots, the ice cream of the future.
Dippin'
40
Dots,
years running.
We're not like you. It's one thing to come after Kawhi Leonard. We're not coming after Dippin' Dots. I'll burn this place to the ground.
Dippin' Dots, they have outside of Six Flags now. I feel like they're only at the.
We got them at Las Vegas Summer League. It's the best treat in the arena.
Not big on
that. That ain't saying much though.
That's true. It's not a great concession.
You can find better treats in Vegas. You can find them.
Yeah, we got to ask Waz about that. The banana split Dippin' Dots, man, that's a treat.
I wonder what ice cream he was eating. What is the most James Harden ice cream flavor?
Maybe he had some quinoa in there and he was just, trolling everybody.
I saw that video. Yeah. I saw that video, and the first thing that came to my mind was, can we just leave people alone just for a minute?
You know the answer to that already.
Jazz were at the game. They weren't shown eating ice cream, were they?
Jade, you did a thing called 15 Things You Missed. Which was zooming in on people living their lives at games.
That's the fans. That's fine. I'm just saying for a guy that's
you were
in the spotlight
zooming in
on
Jerv sitting courtside at a Philly game, trying to see his reaction.
Yo, that shot of Jerv courtside was awesome. I love that.
Zach, talk to me about your draft baseball. How's it going?
Oh man, I tied last night.
You tied?
You know how hard it is to tie. We both won. We both won the thing, but. Yeah, I tied. Like, all I needed was Javi Baez to do anything in that game, and I win the full pot.
Javi.
He went 0 for 4. But everyone else killed for me. Trevor Bauer killed for me. Chris Bryant did great. Charlie Blackmon did great. Lorenzo Cain did great. Like, I'm putting it in on baseball.
Bryant's beautiful.
Hey,
did I say that?
I got my Mongoose Gossage league going.
Sorry, what?
Mongoose Gossage.
Mongoose Gossage. They're calling me Mongoose now.
Yeah, when did that happen?
It just happened on the pod. It happened on Snark Hoops.
That's funny. I do have a question on the hotline. Hold on a sec.
Let's hear it.
Yo, what up, basketball buds? So, what's been the worst coaching job in the playoffs so far? Also, more importantly, how has Joe Fronty not been a thing? All right.
Did he say Joe Front Teeth?
What did he say?
Joe Front Teeth?
Prunty.
Prunty?
Yeah, he called him Joe Fronty.
As in, like, he's fronting? How was he fronting?
I think he has been a thing. I think that people have
that's true. He's been the whipping boy, yeah.
I think that people have gotten the jokes off on him. They called him he looks like an accountant or something like this,
How do we not have?
I really do think Shabazz Muhammad needed to play 40 minutes.
Shabazz is
Thibs.
They adjusted they actually slowed down the Rockets' attack quite a bit in 5
games. They did fine in that series.
Yeah, they did all right.
I actually thought that the Pacers could have used Thibs in Game 7 because he was always a good. Well, I mean, in the way that the league allows, teams to tackle LeBron James.
If he was from New Haven, you wouldn't have that take.
You know what? The the early Bulls teams, they did defend LeBron pretty good. He didn't get his crazy percentages. Like, relatively speaking.
I remember. I think the Bulls.
I'm talking about the Omar Ashik, Taj Gibson, Joe Noah when they were actually good.
The Bulls ended the Heat streak, that 20 whatever game streak they had in 12
with Carlos. Yeah.
No, regression to the mean ended that streak.
No, but that game, it was a Wednesday night game on ESPN. It was one of the most physical, like, it was a football match for LeBron. Like, the dudes were they were taking him down by the neck.
But I don't understand how LeBron won any games next to Dwayne Wade who can't shoot. It's bizarre to me.
Because he could cut.
How is that possible?
Oh, God. First of all, Dwayne Wade actually made shots that were outside of 9 feet. And the thing is, too, he was willing to take them so people would follow him.
Just like
he wasn't afraid to get the free throw line. He was afraid to get the
By the way,
free throw
Tom,
line.
I'm pretty sure
get a wick sound.
It was Tom Haberstroh who taught me that Dwayne Wade was a terrible shooter but still had gravity. Ben Simmons doesn't. Okay? He doesn't. People know he can't shoot a guy.
He just has gravity for Marcus Smart's
throw it
anger.
in the ocean. He couldn't throw it in the ocean from the Titanic, fam. We don't know that.
LeBron put in the conference finals in 2011 against the Bulls. LeBron put up 25.8 points, 7.8 rebounds, 6.6 assists, 2.4 steals, 1.8 blocks, shot 44, 38, 86.
That's not that good.
What?
44, 38 is pretty good.
Waz, get out of here, man.
38.9% from three.
Waz, let me put something in perspective for you. Ben Simmons this year shot 40% from 16 to the 3-point line. Okay, let's not pay attention to the fact that it was only on 30 attempts. Let's not focus. Let's not focus on that, guys.
LaMarcus Aldridge takes 30 of those in a game.
And let's not focus on the fact from 10 to 16 feet he shot 31%. Let's not focus on that.
Let's not focus on that. Yeah. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, if you
no one can stop him when he gets to the rim.
If you want to bring the best player since Jordan into the fold, he's gonna have the freaking rock in his hand.
Was first round 2010 Bulls Cavs. LeBron averaged 31.8 points, 9.2 rebounds, 8.2 assists.
That wasn't a good series for James Johnson.
And he shot 56% from the field, 54% from three, 72% from the line.
That wasn't a good series for James Johnson.
2.4 blocks a game.
James Johnson had a long. He was a rookie.
What are you talking about?
Oh, man.
Bulls slowed down LeBron James.
They slowed him down. 25 points a game is slow for LeBron, fam.
In the playoffs.
Still relatively efficient.
They won in 5 games.
Those were close games, though.
Oh. hold on. I'm gonna see what that claim means.
Those were close
games. First game, Bulls win by 21 points. Second game, Cavs plus 10. Or I'm sorry, Heat plus 10, Heat plus 11, Heat plus 8, Heat plus 3.
Close.
One possession game.
Close. When you look at the point,
they're pulling away at the end of those. You know?
Oh, is that what that is? All right, I'm gonna look up the play-by-play right now.
Damn, Yo, what's Jervay? I can't believe. Jervay got me tight today. Jervay got me mad today, man.
Yo, Waz, you don't need that coffee this morning. You're fired up.
Mad with that Ben Simmons talk. It's crazy, man. It's just like how it's not just like, but the way Celtics people talking about Tatum, I'm like, yo,
he is 12. He is 12.
Hold on. Simmons is a lot. He's better than Tatum. Tatum's good.
No, I'm saying you're happy you didn't take Fultz. I get it, but let's not act like Tatum is going to be some perennially dominant dude in the NBA. He's not. Let's relax.
I mean, in any normal year, he's Roy, and he's getting a lot more love. Waz, come on, man.
I agree with that.
You might
he shot like 44% from three, right? Like he shot the lights out.
Right about that, Tom. Maybe I'm a little too harsh on Tatum.
Glad we could agree on that.
My thing is Kevin Durant a bust. KD, LeBron.
God, who are you? Who are you?
To me, your number 2 pick was worthless if it's not KD.
Oh my God.
If we're being completely honest here, Darko won a championship his first year.
It's true. Look it up.
Champion.
Look it up. Oh man. Hey, we got to leave it at that today because we got to talk about Donnie Nelson or Mr. Nelson, Mr. Don Nelson. We got Mark Stein on the pod later today
or tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Hold on.
What else we got?
Watching the Cavs-Pacers game, what's the wildest thing you've ever called a player in the heat of the moment? I just called Thaddeus Young. I literally said, let's go Thaddy. Let's go Thaddy. As soon as it left my mouth, I felt very uncomfortable. But keeps hitting shut. I'm going to keep calling him that. What is a name that you have come up with in the heat of the moment?
Shit, man. Well, we had somebody, I forgot, I think it was Justin Tinsley we had on, and he was like, yo, me and my homie, we love to play the glorified game where you go on Twitter, search somebody's name, and see what they put with glorified. And I think I once called D-Wade. Mind you guys, this was in the midst of.
Oh, okay.
This was in the midst of.
Listen to that qualification.
Miami Heat fandom, like, dead smack in the Heatles era. I was kind of mad at D-Wade. I think I called him a glorified Rodney Stuckey or something like that. It was something to that effect. Not my proudest moment. So yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about the glorified game.
All right, here's one.
Game is great.
Ben Simmons is a glorified Ben Simmons.
Yeah, hold on. This tweet from Big Waz, February 6th, 2013. Those post-Shaq Chris Mim era Lakers featured a gunning-ass glorified Monte Ellis Kobe. Those teams were the damn. One guy jacking.
That's a good tweet.
Waz, you're not showing Smush any love for that? Come on.
Actually, no. Waz, you need to drop a location right now. June 2nd, 2013. D-Wade is a glorified Ricky Davis at this point.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Guys, he was pretty bad in that finals. He had a good game, but D-Wade was bad, dude. Like, legitimately
glorified
bad.
Ricky Davis?
Yeah, that was not my proudest moment.
The post-Shaq era Lakers featured a gunning-ass glorified Monte Ellis Kobe.
I used to be a lot crazier on Twitter, believe it or not.
From April 5th, 2017, Justin Rowan said, "I love Big Waz, but it's hilarious that the guy going, are we sure?" Or he's talking about Kyrie. Are we sure he isn't Mo Williams? I call Kyrie a glorified Mo Williams. I don't even remember this take, but it sounds about right.
That might have been back in your guys' old original Cojones Factor podcast with McMahon.
That might have been, man.
Big Waz. My account is now officially nothing more than a glorified Rihanna fan page, and I'm fine with that. November 20th, 2017.
The glorified game is good, y'all. I'm telling you.
He called Enes Kanter, he's a waste of our time, glorified Ja Okafor.
Oh.
That's a good take. I stand by that take.
This was before Goran Dragic was an all-star this year. He said, "It's sad, man. They paid Goran all that money to try to turn him into a glorified Chalmers."
That's when I was mad. I was mad the way they was using Goran when they first got him.
I remember Mean and I were fighting that fight with Mike Ryan. Mike Ryan was not having it.
Christmas Day 2013. Remember when Twitter was calling James Harden a glorified bench guy who was undeserving of his contract? Yeah, me neither. You know how many retweets that one got? 0.
Nice.
Retweet that for me, please.
All right. Enough of this game.
The glorified game was really fun.
Right.
Waz, thank you for joining us. You really took it to another level. Jerv, thank you. Rafe, Zach, feel better, my man.
Thank you.
I just want to say that I'm a glorified Brian Gumble. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, peace. Thank you, everybody. Thanks a lot.
Later on.
See you in an hour.
You guys are obsessed with Trump. Did you used to date him? Because you pretend like you hate him.